Well, hello. Here is our first card for this month, which is April. Um, Virtual workshop. It takes me a few minutes to get all that out sometimes. This card is featuring some of my favorite retiring accessories. Thankfully, the poppy dyes are staying with us, so yay, because I love them. They're so pretty. But what's retiring is one of my favorite thank you cards. Excuse the light glare. It's Massive Thanks is the name of it, and it's got inside and outside verses, which to me is priceless. I always love having an inside verse. That and one of my favorite embossing folders. And can I remember the name of it? No, I can't. I'll get back to you on that. And then it uses one of my favorite designer series papers, which is Flowers for Every Season. You can see there, it truly is. You've got your poinsettias, your roses, your poppies, sunflowers. It's beautiful. There's a lot of tiny prints in there, so you can use it for all sorts of cards. You don't have to use it for florals. It's a great versatile pack of designer paper. With that though, all of the retiring products are while supplies last, so you'll need to go online and make sure it's still available. And it's Dainty Diamonds 3D folder is the embossing folder that we're using. So yeah, so you'll need to check online to make sure that, to know for sure whether or not it's still available. Stamp sets are guaranteed through April 23rd. So that is one bonus. So when you place a qualifying purchase, it's $30. I'll send you the card kit to make all 3 cards that I'm focusing on this evening. And you'll also get written tutorials. So this is our first card. It's really simple. You'll have either one of these designer papers, not sure. And some of the designer papers cut just a little bit smaller, so you have a border all the way around, and some are cut just flush. I couldn't decide which I like better. So you'll get a surprise. So this is super easy. I've embossed the Just Jade, and we're just putting that on a thick basic white card base. I like using the thick for card bases because it is a regular white is a little bit thinner. It does have a very high paper count, thread count. I know thread counts for fabric, but that's what's coming to mind. It's a weight of paper. It is a heavy weight, but what they do is they press it and roll it very thin and fine so that it really holds the ink well. And that's why it's so much thinner than the others. So I like using the thick for the card bases. Next, what we're going to do is just glue the designer paper onto our card base. Here's the other side. It's Bumblebee and Just Jade and Marvelous Magenta Roses. So that's one where you just a little dabble do you with that paper because it is very bright. And just centering that so we've got a border on the top and the bottom. And that's Misty Moonlight that I've got it attached to. Ooh, that's a squeaky stamp. All right, so we've got Misty Moonlight ink, and I'm going ahead and I am just stamping thank you in the upper right corner. Nice and easy. And then I usually just send a text, but this calls for a card. I just love that. I love that. So, and we'll go ahead and stamp that inside since we've got our ink out. Oops, see how I wobbled just a little bit there? What I'm going to do, maybe I'll just leave it. We'll see. I'm going to take my, take this off, see if I can, there's my adhesive remover. See, I purposely make mistakes. But I'll show you what it's really like for me to craft. I do make mistakes often. try not to sweat it. So I've got this adhesive remover, and I think I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. It's just a gum eraser. I know Stampin' Up! Has carried them in the past, but Stampin' Up's pretty ruthless when it comes to their inventory. They have limited space, and if something is not selling to warrant the space in their warehouse, then they just stop selling it. Sometimes it really surprises me. Like the stitch shape dies. Oh my gosh, those are my favorite. Those are everyone's go-tos. You know what? This is taking longer than what I have time for. So guess what? Someone's going to get a blurred image inside. Normally what I do, if I could get that cleaned up, I would stamp it again here and then just make that the front of my card and cover it. But someone's gonna get a little flub of a card. So now you know what to do if that should happen to you. All right, next we are going to just tie this ribbon around. Screen. Look at I'm all cattywampus already. Boy, that didn't take long, did it? Yeah. Straighten up so it doesn't drive you guys bonkers. All right. I forgot to do my little check mark. And I'm going to put this about an inch from the top. Press that down. Next, we'll put our gorgeous poppy together. And these I just went ahead and die cut those ahead of time. Now you can either use the liquid glue or just some of your regular snail adhesive. Shame on me, it's not snail anymore, it's seal. And I'm just gluing the center because those little edges, that's fine. I don't mind them having dimension and kind of pulling away a little bit. That is no problem to me. Now this probably would be easier with the liquid. It just plops down there in the center. And oh, dimensionals. Dimensionals nearby. I'm all surrounded by all these electric cords for my lighting. Let's see. Excuse my reach, and if I bump stuff. All right, here's my little basket. That wasn't too far away. Just set it down like that. The reason why I felt under there is I wanted to make sure there was room for me to sneak this leaf up under there. When you assemble this, you might want to put your leaf down first. It's tiny little dots will do you with the liquid. Bonus of me looking for my dimensions as I spotted it right there. Just lines up like that. Makes such a nice leaf. And this is mint macaroon and just jade. I just love the just jade. this under there. I have it angled down like so. Oh, that's so pretty. Now in your kit, forgot to warn you, there's 3 little rhinestones in there. Try to tuck those up and put those somewhere safe so you don't lose them while you're creating the card. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this with 3 rhinestones. And then to give it another little added pizzazz, I've got my Winka Stella here. And I'm just color overing. And I'm not being real precise. I'm just kind of painting like someone who's never painted before and just going, oh. And then you can even do some little touches here and there. Just to add some more sparkle because I love sparkle. All right, so that's our first card. Join me back here in a few more minutes for card number 2. Thank you.